Travel plans to China have all been...
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on the Panda King. Born penniless, he was fascinated by the fireworks rich noblemen set off every New Year's. He spent a decade learning the art. But when he tried to offer his fireworks to the noblemen, they couldn't see past his shabby clothes and chased him away. Humiliated, the Panda King took revenge on those who shunned him by using the very tools of his art for crime. The Fiendish Five recruited him as their demolitions expert, and from then on, his explosive touch became feared worldwide. He's rumored to be perfecting some new firework technique high in the unstable Kunlun Mountains of western China.
Sly Cooper in Fire in the Sky. Perilous Ascent. Hey everybody, what's up? Poxnail68 here, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. In the last episode, we defeated Ms. Ruby and Haiti, and in this episode, we're going to start making our way through the Panda King's hideout in China. Let's get started. Immediately, we got some pretty easy enemies to take out, because they move towards you and then leave themselves wide open for an attack. So we got 30 clue bottles in this level, and a whole bunch here at the very beginning, huh? Got this guy torturing these other poor guys by trapping them in snowballs. And funny enough, just like the turtles in the last level, or last hub world, he gets scared when you get too close to him.
Would you look at that? A fireworks show! Oh my gosh, that's awful! That poor village just got buried in freezing snow!
The rocket came from that giant statue, and you can bet the Panda King lit the fuse. I've got to find my way up there and fast before that lunatic squashes another town.
Yep, we already got an introduction to how the Panda King operates. He'll just randomly bury these poor villages. Let's just continue heading on and try not to think about the horror that the Panda King's causing right now. And you can see the start of the level all the way down there, which is pretty interesting. Let's see. Can't get through this big old gate right here. Though, funny enough, you can activate the checkpoint on the other side. Ooh, I somehow avoided that icicle real well. As you can see there, pressing circle activates our new invisibility technique that we learned in the last episode. We'll go over how that works properly in a bit, because this level does give an introduction to it, I believe. Got a whole bunch of fireworks right here to hit. Hitting the red one will knock this gate down so we can progress. Meanwhile, the blue ones just give you coins. But they also look pretty, so there's that. So, I actually don't think this level gives you a proper introduction to it, but yeah, pressing circle activates invisibility. You can't move or do anything while invisible, but it does help you, help protect you from guards seeing you, so there is that. For him to shift his light to the other side. Get nice and trapped between these two, gotta love it. Come on, move your light, please. Alright, now if we head up here, we can just shoot fireworks at these guys to take them all out. Pretty brutal, but it's much faster than taking them out individually, I'd say. Now we have an entrance to the vault, even though we don't have a thing yet, but it does open this door, so we don't have to go around the long way now, once we do have all the clue bottles. The last few should just be in this whole area right here.
You can't get through the security gate without one of the Panda King's treasure keys. There's one over there, but it's heavily guarded.
One key coming up.
So, this kind of annoys me, is they repeat the same gimmick for 2 worlds here. Oh! Okay, I forgot that the invisibility doesn't work if they already know you're there. Even though these guys never actually saw me, they somehow just knew. But yeah, they repeat the same gimmick here with a very similar layout where there's a bunch of guards around here. They're around what might as well be huts. I know there were huts in Ms. Ruby's level and there are trees here, but it's the same idea. Round little hut objects, basically, and all these guards walking around, and you gotta avoid them to get to the key. I don't know if they just ran out of funding at this point or what, but it's just really weird that they repeat the whole gimmick 2 levels in a row. Not 2 levels, 2 worlds in a row. Anyways, some more bottles along this kind of wall right here. I see it. Alright, let's go open up the safe then.
Press the circle to enter the vault code. I got a real headache figuring this one out. Input 578.
Right. 5, 7, and 8.
This just gets better and better. I'd always heard that one of your southern ancestors, Huckleberry Cooper, developed a technique to move while staying invisible. Hold down the circle button to turn invisible, then move around with the left analog stick.
Huckleberry Cooper. So yeah, the devs knew immediately that the invisibility was kind of useless, so the very next level, they allow you to move with it. You don't move fast. Sly does a very slow walk while doing it, and doing literally anything else while invisible will cancel it, but you can at least move, makes it slightly better. Got stuck on the stairs there. Inside the stronghold. Nearly take that guy out. That's right. I was like, where do I go from here? Forgot that's that thing.
Nice job breaking into the Panda King's compound. I think I figured out a way to get to the top of that giant statue. But unfortunately, it's obstructed by this reinforced ceiling hatch.
No problem. They seem to have plenty of firepower around here. I'll just have to find a few more treasure keys to get at it.
Alright.
Attention, valued employee. Sadly, garbage elect not to pay for avalanche protection service. And so I am forced to bury alive under many ton of snow. Please be on guard for any surviving villager that come looking for revenge. Thank you. That is all.
Alright, we got First level here, the Unseen Foe. I was kind of being particular about the levels here because I know which ones... I know all the levels that are here, I was not sure about the placements. And also Panda King was talking, so it was a good opportunity for me to get a scout of the land. Got 30 more bottles here.
This looks like a good place to try out your new invisibility move. Hold down the circle button to drop out of sight. While invisible, nothing can see you. Not lasers, not searchlights, not guards. Oh, and if the guards already see you, then the invisibility trick won't work on them.
So yeah, this is how they kind of get around if you don't have the page from the last level to be able to move around while invisible, is they just have a conveyor belt for you to be able to move. Which is kind of funny in my opinion, but we can move freely when we're invisible, so it's not that much of a detriment to us. Could not think of the word. I knew it was detra something, but we have a level with, well, not a level, a room with not only spotlights, but also a moving laser grid. And you can't stand to the sides to avoid the laser grid, because that's where the actual, you know, tracks for it are. Pretty easy to avoid with our invisibility, though. Just like the torches in the last world, we got little fireworks shooters here. Sparklers? I don't know. You'd think I'd know something about fireworks with how many holidays Americans have to shoot them off, but I don't. Taking that guy out, we gotta head back through here. Luckily we destroyed the thing, so... the alarm box or whatever, so we can just move up here freely. Yeah, here's a bit that would be annoying if, you know, well, oh no, it's annoying if you can move as well, because the conveyor belt moves just as fast as you can, so you're just kind of stuck getting constantly pushed back by it. I'd say moving does help a little bit, because you're at least not getting fully pushed back. You can kind of fight it to stay in one place while you creep up on the guy, but still. Slide down this rope. God, we're not even halfway through for the bottles. Ooh, got Tigress from Kung Fu Panda. I'm not even sure that was a tiger, if that's the species for that character. I guess I could look at the thing for it, but they also just drop down out of nowhere, so... Oh no, it's a chimp. They're all monkeys, okay. Never saw it. Never saw me coming. Oof. Okay, well, at the very least, I did that completely wrong anyway, so there is that as my saving grace. Continue on over here. We go up this little flagpole, that's the actual way we need to go. Ooh. I think I know how we're supposed to get that, We just have to come back to it type deal. Got a whole floor of moving lasers here. Not too hard to avoid. You don't really even need the invisibility for that one. And yeah, this is how we would get over to get those clue bottles that we weren't able to grab. Was it here, or was it a layer down? Okay, well, hey, we know for sure now. We can check. I did not mean to fall there. I was just trying to get a little scan of the area. Okay, but yeah, it was this layer. It wasn't down or anything. I was just stupid. Just sprint through here. I always forget to use fast for these more monotonous bits. God, that hollow noise when you hit the vault is really something. So...
Sly, this pagoda is some kind of huge gunpowder production plant. Judging by the scale, the Panda King must be making tons of explosives.
Okay, well that was not good. Did not mean to fall down it right there. I was just trying to look down. Alright, so we'll grab this key. And let's cut back to me actually getting all the bottles in that level, because that was kind of sucky. Oh, they were right here at the start in a little thing, really? Okay, I'll see you guys at the end of the level. Alright, here we are at the vault.
Enter the vault code. It was a challenge, but this vault's combination has got to be 667.
Ooh. 6. 6. And 7. Also, I like how we're still technically in combat. It just has the combat music playing, that's funny.
Incredible! I never would have thought this was possible. Sir Augustine of Cooper's technique to briefly defy gravity. From now on, you should be able to pop right out of those bottomless pits you keep falling into, and you won't even lose a lucky charm.
So yeah, we no longer take, fall, air quotes, damage. We just jump into the abyss, which is a very good ability, and they're right to save it for as late in the game as they do. Alright, let's jump down this thing the proper way. This is how you're supposed to do it, and not the way Idiot Me did it. And with that, we've began our infiltration of the Panda King's stronghold. In the next episode, we're gonna get the next 2 keys that we need to shoot off them fireworks. See you guys then.
This level is in many ways, in my opinion, the most sort of evolved from the standpoint of gameplay mechanics in the game. We do some really crazy things with the camera, like when you're sneaking around the edge and the icicles are falling at you, where we've constrained the player to a simple decision-making process, being left or right with the danger coming down on them. But because they're so constrained, you can do totally whack things with the camera and give you this image that you don't normally see in video games as a result. It's more cinematic, and it helps highlight the danger in the case of this level from the guards looking down on you when you sneak around the guard tower or the falling icicles. It's a nice change of pace from just having the top-down playable camera all the time.
You get a bizarre perspective.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so we were recording the voices for the game.
Yes.
And how weird is it to get the script? And the game it's kind of interesting to note that we are not trying to make a cartoon with the voices. Everybody's supposed to be pretty straight-laced. And you're one of the weirder voices in the game with your blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people are very, very dry. Not hammy at all.
Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper, if he was hammy, we would be in big trouble. But he takes it all seriously. How hard is it to take it seriously or even understand what's going on from the script?
Well, I would say it's actually pretty simple. The idea is that you get a character and you figure out what this character sounds like and what who they are and what they want, without sounding too ridiculous. This is what it is. And you just say the lines like the character would say them. And fortunately, the lines are not too difficult to manage. A lot of them are, wow, press the circle button and you'll jump. And so it's pretty self-explanatory what you need to say, what you need to do. When you get into the crazier stuff about, I think on this other level about, she's making a disgusting soup out of guts and bones. It's just a matter of just going along with the lines and trying to be scared.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you, I don't think you can really use like Stanislavski method when you're trying to picture yourself as a turtle freaked out by a voodoo creation soup.
Well, it's all just the magic of make-believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, well, you say these lines too when if you're writing them or reading them yourself, you say them and you know exactly what you're trying to get across. And the job of the actor, and I use that term loosely in my regard, is just to try and make sure that everything makes sense that's coming out of your mouth.
So Andrew, you modeled out this level.
Yes, another level that you designed.
What do you like about this world?
Let's see.
Or level, I should say.
What do I like about it? I like, there's something great about the space. There, the fact that it's taking place, very quickly inside and then outside of these tall, narrow buildings, and that they form both the kind of foreground, sometimes the surroundings, and then actually the background, kind of the sideshow, the thing that you're looking at in the distance. So you're constantly seeing places that you've been before in the level from a distance, from a different vantage point, and I think that gives you this sense of continuous world more than some of the other ones maybe.
That was definitely a goal with a lot of these snow levels, was to give you that inside-outside feeling.
Right.
And this level starts with something that we thought was going to be really difficult for players, which was you get up to this door and it's locked and there's no way to open it. And there are two open windows that you can go in, and it's pretty easy to overcome. This level was actually made before the Paris level, but we had to test it and have people experience the frustration not being able to get through the door to know if it was gonna be okay or if it was gonna be too aggravating to include in the game. But that is a seriously simple mechanic that seems to reflect sort of breaking and entering.
Right.
And the whole level is like that. You're going in, you're going out, you're on top of roofs.
Always entering through windows, doors.
This level has a really bizarro laser grid on the floor.
Right.
And it's bizarro because there isn't a discernible pattern to how you're supposed to go through it.
Right.
You look at it and you think, okay, if I study this long enough, I'll see that I need to go left, left, right, left.
Right.
But really, there's none of that. You can stare at it for 45 minutes and you won't see the same thing again because it's all just slightly out of cadence with each other.
Yeah.
So you have to right off, you just have to make it up as you go along.
And once you get into the middle of it, it's pretty. I mean, there's, if you're really paying attention, there's enough time to adjust to what's going on. But it's great because you've got everything out of phase enough that it feels very almost random. One thing about this level too, this is maybe one of the cases where we learned a little bit about not having the level designers model out quite as much of the actual terrain or the walls and things like that. So the buildings initially in this were fairly tightly modeled, and the gameplay was fairly tightly constrained to the to the buildings, and they were initially fairly straight, like a lot of the stuff is that we get after after level design has been through it. And so making it kind of funky and unusual was a little bit of a challenge, and eventually required us to go back in and change a little bit of the way the spaces were laid out and everything. But I think it ultimately worked out really well. But it was a challenging level because you've got gameplay both on the inside and the outside of these buildings. So the wall is very, in a lot of places we've got room to just push back the wall in places here and there, and in this one it was very tight and brought up its own unique challenges that I think a lot of the other ones didn't have.